Greetings of peace. My name is Ram Hotep, broadcasting on behalf of the number 13, signedastrology.com. I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching. On this particular episode, I want to have a chat. I want to have a chat with you guys. And though I'm going to be addressing specific individuals, I won't really be naming any names because this is a public video and I don't name names publicly about different things that I may have gripes or complaints over. I won't publicly make a display and name your name and really expose you publicly. I don't believe in doing that. I believe as a man, you're to handle your important business from a private format. But the reason why I'm making this video is because there are some people that decided to go public to a certain degree with certain attacks that they have on me. See, when you have a little bit of what people may call success, you're going to get attacked. You're going to have haters. If people are hating on you, you're doing something wrong. There's something wrong with what you're doing. And it's no different with 13 Signs Astrology. 13 Signs Astrology is definitely has a lot of haters, has a lot of naysayers. And I realize it's a part of business, so that's why you see me smiling, because I'm going to keep going and doing what I'm going to do regardless, but I have to take this little break just to address some things so that the weak person out there, see, I do this when I address these haters and stuff, I do it for the weak person out there that might not really be as strong. And they might see these haters saying things about me and might kind of be like, man, what if that's true, or what if that, it's a lot of weak-minded people out there and they don't know what's going on. A lot of people aren't, they just come on a channel and they see a lot of controversy and they don't realize why. But I'm going to kind of address some things today about myself that I really have never addressed publicly. And I'm not going to go too deep into my business or anything, but these are just things that need to be said in relationship to you guys listening to me on YouTube, some things that you need to know. Now, you got a group of people that, since Ram Hotep talks about aliens, Ram Hotep talks about Aleister Crowley and the occult and rituals, Ram Hotep talks about how black people aren't the chosen people just because they're black. You see, you have a lot of people out there, they don't like that. They don't like that kind of talk. And it's a reason why they don't like that kind of talk. You see, usually when you see someone in front of you presenting information, teaching, they aren't really teaching you the truth. It's sad, but it's true. They may believe it's the truth, but I'm saying ultimately they aren't teaching you the truth. Now, what is the truth? The truth is something that resonates with your heart. It's something that you believe in your heart. And when someone goes public, a lot of times, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of these people that are public teaching, whether they believe in Jesus, they're teaching Christianity, whether they're teaching Islam, or even whether they're teaching metaphysics, or even if they're just politicians, they're speaking to an agenda. That's what people feel, right? They're speaking to an agenda. It's not the truth that you're hearing an agenda. And when they see someone like me up there that can speak for himself, that is not a ward, that is not a minor, so you need to look up those words. When they see someone like me that's not a ward, that's not a minor, that can speak for themselves, they get upset. So they have to find an angle to come in to attack me on. And you have a group of people that are I'm pretty sure they're part of some form of a society. And it's funny. Something I want to point out here is that it's funny that a lot of people, they see people like me and other people up here teaching, and they feel like if something was to ever happen with these people, or if these people were ever to be attacked, it will be the government that would attack them. And people think, I know the government don't like them, or I know the YouTube or the government going to stop them from saying whatever they saying. So you hear people say that, but what people don't know how things work. And I do, because I'm in this position. And what people fail to realize is that it's not really the government that you have to worry about. Sometimes it may be the government. I'll say 30% of the time. But majority of the time, it's people in secret societies and people that look just like you. People, a lot of times, maybe even your family. Those are going to be the people that you have to worry about. Those are going to be, not even have to worry, but you have to be concerned about. Let's say that. Those are going to be the people that will try to stop you. from teaching the truth, from doing whatever it is that you're doing. And I have a group of people that they feel like that I'm a sellout because I won't teach that black people are the superior race. And you notice that most black teachers that come up here and stand in front of you, they're going to tell you that black people are the chosen ones. I don't care if they're Muslim or atheists or they're just metaphysicians. Black people have this thing that's happening right now. Black people, keep in mind. I'm going to make the distinction. See, black people have this thing to where now they feel like they have this superiority complex. A lot of conscious black people. This is mainly conscious black people. And they feel like because they're conscious and because they're black, they're better than someone else. Now, I realize the fact that I have melanin and I'm a melanated individual, that I have certain powers. I have certain attributes, certain features, and things that come with being melanated. And I realize that it's a gift. It's a gift. And it's a blessing, as my mother would say. It's not a blessing, it's a blessing. Because I don't deal with the term bless. So it's a blessing to be melanated. However, I realize that when you're melanated, you still have a responsibility. You still have a responsibility not only to your people, but to humanity as a whole. Just because, okay, we realize that melanated people, historically, that humanity came from melanated individuals. I realize that a lot of the extraterrestrials that came to this planet had to have been melanated because this is the best spacesuit to come up under. But that doesn't mean that made them better. That doesn't mean that makes you better. That just puts a responsibility on you to where now you are the parent race. You're the parent. That's all it is. The parent is not better than the child. The parent just has more responsibility than the child. So even if you do buy into that concept of, okay, well, our race came first, so therefore we're superior, you're only superior in the sense of responsibility, but you're not superior in the sense that you're better. The universe is a just universe, and the universe is not a respecter of persons. Very key here. The universe doesn't respect you as a person. The universe deals with laws and codes. And if you're not nurturing your melanin and you fucking up your melanin and things of that nature, don't expect the universe to treat you differently than a non-melanated being. This is why melanated people get busted in the balls just like non-melanated people. And I know it takes someone melanated to talk to you like this because I am melanated. But so they want to say that Ram Hotep is racist. Against his own people, though, actually. Many people believe this. And Ram Hotep, see, what people fail to realize is Ram Hotep is a Moor. Ram Hotep doesn't consider himself black. And many of you that are a part of these secret societies, see, you know what I'm talking about. You can't really speak for yourself. It took you to get initiated and take up on all these oaths and things of that nature. Then they told you about your birthright and who you were after you were up under oath and after you were contracted with them, up under them. So you have basically an attorney or someone that has to stand in the place for you and speak for you. So you can't speak for yourself, and then people see me speaking the truth because I'm allowed to, because I'm not up under your oaths. So that's what people feel. I didn't take your oaths. And you have a lot of people that are upset about this. I'm talking about in public. And they're really upset. And they're like, man, we got to stop this guy. Because he's up here just telling people stuff, and he's telling people stuff that shouldn't be revealed. What you fail to realize is that I'm a Moor. And if you do a little bit of studying and researching the Moors, you're going to find out that all of your occult orders, for one thing, are connected. See, that's what people try to realize. People get into all these, see, they get caught up on the illusion. Christians, Muslims, Buddhists. And you think all of these are separate entities, but you don't know about the occult orders. Rosicrucians, Masons. And you think all of these are separate entities, but you don't realize that all of these entities are connected. You want to know how they're connected? They're connected because of the fact that all secret societies, all the secret orders, Skull and Bones, whatever it is, these orders are up under control legally by the nationals. See, your nationality, like as our famous patriarch, one of our famous patriarchs, Noble Drew Ali, taught, your nationality is the order of the day. That's the order of the day, is your nationality. See, your nationality, and this is the metaphysical aspect, not getting into a lot of the legal aspect of it. I'm talk about the metaphysical aspect. Your nationality, when you sell that out and call yourself black, and call yourself white, and call yourself Hispanic, and Oriental, when you use these terms and call yourself these things, you're selling out your birthright. You're selling out. Your nationality goes back to the term natal, which goes back to your matriarchal line. So this is honoring your ancestors when you honor your nationality. But not only that, the nationality ties you back to the land. And not only that, but it ties you back to, it gives you a connection to all the occult orders. Because I don't care what order you were in. All the occult orders are under the nationals. And when they put people and they initiate you up in these orders and they get you to fill out the thing and you check your race, you check that box, you've just given them jurisdiction to where now they have jurisdiction over you. And they took away, you sold out. So you're the real sellout. And that's what I'm saying. Like people calling Ramhotep a sellout, you're the real sellout. Because now you've sold out. You sold your birthrights. And I know what you guys are saying. Oh, he's a sellout because he won't endorse black. And we all black. You got melanin in your skin. You just try to be funny, calling yourself a Moor. It's the same thing because Moor means dark and black anyway. That's what Moor means. Moor has nothing to do with being dark or black. You've researched it from Webster's newer dictionary. But you get you a good legal dictionary, you'll find out that calling yourself a Moor is a legal term that takes you back into Europe, and it deals with a certain group of people that came over here and began to mix in with the natives over here in this country, which tied them into the land. And they were doing this before Christopher Columbus, because they came before Columbus, and they were coming over here and mixing in and tying into the land. So when you calling yourself a Moor, this is a legal term. So that's what people fail to realize. It's deeper than the way you look or whatever, or something like that. And people get mad because they don't understand that. They don't understand that. So they see me and they're saying, like, when I say I don't want to identify with black, and people ask me, a lot of times they'll call me and say, well, we're doing this thing and it's for the black this or the black that or this black organization or that black organization, and I won't really get involved with it. And they're looking at me like I'm some type of a sellout. But the thing is that Ramhotep's not a sellout. I'm a metaphysician. I'm an occultist. And I realize that the term black means death. Anytime you put the term black in front of something, go look it up for yourself. It means altar or chalked. So if you call yourself black, you know what I'm saying? You're calling yourself stained. You're dead. When a banana turns black, it's dead. When an apple turns black, it's dead. You say, but you're black, Ramhotep. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Look at my skin. You can look at me right now. I'm not black. My skin is not black. And I hate to be up here like this. So I'm not trying to be on a rant or anything like that and try to sound like a religious Moor or anything like that, because that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to basically help a group of people that feel like I sold them out to understand that you're not looking at the terms and the words and what Ramhotep is dealing with. And a lot of times you're up under control. See, somebody over you is telling you this stuff. And you're just playing out rituals and spells for some master or somebody over you, not even realizing that you can trace yourself back to the land too. See, that's why you guys need to really study. Like, these are American blacks that, you know, they call themselves African, they call themselves black, and I know many people are going to get mad, like, well, what's wrong with the term African? You know, nothing wrong with that. We came from Africa. That's where we're from. That's the motherland. Most of you, if you ask your grandparents, and like where you came from, most of you that are from America came from the Americas. You didn't come from Africa. You didn't come from over there. Your ancestors probably came from Haiti or the Caribbean or the islands somewhere. You see, and you came from the Americas. They may have even been indigenous to this very country. And people don't realize that, so they get caught up on all of these terms, African American, black, and the African movement and all that type of stuff, and they get mad when Ramhotep calls himself black and says that he wants to or doesn't want to embrace that type of a doctrine or to embrace that type of paradigm. They get mad and call me a sellout. They get mad when Ramhotep talks about aliens and extraterrestrials, not even realizing that if you were tracing yourself back to who you really were as a Native American, and even as an African, as an indigenous Africans believe in aliens. I've spoke to plenty of them. One of my teachers was an indigenous African. Indigenous Native Americans believe in extraterrestrials. So who's really crazy? Because the natives believe in extraterrestrials. So is it the people that are targeting me that are under control of third parties? Are you the one that's crazy because you're not doing your research, or is it Ramhotep? Because I got plenty of books, like even this book. Many of you seen me hold this book up before, called Star Ancestors. See, this is the type of information that you really want to learn some real truth from some real teachings and stuff like that. This is the type of information that you need to get into, because this is going to tell you that, see, in Moorish science, we believe this is Moorish science right here. Because Moorish science is a compilation of European occult teachings and American occult teachings. Because the Moors are those particular people that came from Europe and places in the West and came over here to America and mixed in with the natives here in America. That's what makes you a Moor. So a lot of times you have this argument about whether or not a Moor is the same thing as a Native American, but people fail to realize the Moors were like, when you call yourself a Moor, see, a lot of the Moors, they were considered white by law. When you talk about the term white, so people don't know that. Like a lot of the cowboys, get you a good book on the black cowboys. And what you'll find out is that this is documented information. A lot of the black cowboys, I have a book called The Black Cowboys. It's not with me right now, but I've read it. It's a really good book. And a lot of the white cowboys, they were considered, when they played the race game, they changed. They weren't black. They were considered white. Why? Because according to the Constitution, at that time, it was only if you were white that you were given rights, and you had certain privileges, but you had to be a white person. These were political terms, calling yourself white and black and things of that nature. These were political terms. When you called yourself black, this was basically saying that you were up under control, that you were some form of a slave. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the Moors, where I'm getting at is that a lot of the Moors, they were like slavers, basically kind of like slave masters or whatever. And it's nothing to be proud of. I mean, but the Moors partook in slavery. So you have Moors, when you hear about the Europeans coming over here settling, what people fail to realize is that the Europeans came over here, the Moors came over here with the albino Europeans and came over here and settled. So when you hear about Christopher Columbus and people like that, you got to realize that the Moors came over here with Christopher Columbus and settled in. And Christopher Columbus himself was a Moor. He was mixed. His mother was a melanated being. See, this is what people fail to realize. So the Moors, they had slaves. They were slavers, a lot of them. So what a Moor is a mixture of, as far as what Moorish science is, true Moorish science, not the religion. See, people get caught up and they think when I'm talking about Moors, I'm talking about Muslims. I'm not a Muslim. I know you got Moors that are Muslims. I'm not up under, because you got Moors that are up under control too. So those are what I call like the temple type of Moors. And I'm not knocking them, because I'm a part of a temple. I was a part of a temple at one point. You know what I'm saying? I got one of my nationality cards through a temple. I realized that. That's a phase. You know what I'm saying? But you have a lot of temple Moors that really think, they don't see the national part of it either, or really what Moorish science is either. So when they hear me talk about UFOs and crafts, and they'll say, well, Noble Drew Ali didn't teach that. What you fail to realize is that Noble Drew Ali, you know what I'm saying, was a native. He was born on the land. Noble Drew Ali was a Choctaw. So a lot of things that Noble Drew Ali taught, you may not know anything of it, because of the fact that a lot of his teachings were changed, diluted, tampered with. So they altered a lot of Noble Drew Ali's teaching or whatever, but Noble Drew Ali was very much a Choctaw, very much born on the land. And Noble Drew Ali taught about UFOs, things as he called it, the apparatus. See, people better realize whatever. So even the temple Moors that are up under Noble Drew Ali, they got to recognize too, like, yeah, like calling yourself a Moor and talking about aliens and things of that nature, that doesn't make you a sellout. Because I'm talking about reincarnation, and I'm saying that you could have reincarnated as a Caucasian in one life, and then you could have came back in the next life as a melanated person. This is possible, because we have to realize that the Matrix is nothing but an experience, an experiment. And you are going to take on several bodies each time that you come back, because you may want to experience this reality from different vehicles, from different vessels. See, the body is just a vessel. That's all it is or whatever. So what I'm saying here is that Ram Hotep is not a sellout just because he won't identify strictly with black people, or he doesn't want to metaphysically put the term black up under him. That doesn't make me a sellout. That doesn't make me a sellout. I'm just sticking to what I believe, sticking to my birthright. I consider myself not a sellout because of the fact that I'm sticking to my birthright and sticking to what I believe. So you guys got to really get into like studying like the history, man. Study your ancestors. Like, people are religiously blinded and don't even realize, even when you're a part of these orders, that's religion. You need somebody to speak for you. If you want to wake up and free yourself, you got to trace yourself back to the land. But some people aren't Moors. I'm not saying everybody's a Moor. You know what I'm saying? You have some people that are Irish, but that's still a national. See, nationals control all the different occult orders. The occult orders are still up under the sovereign or the national. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down. Definitely get the book. Think about some of the things that I'm saying. We are in the golden age of the Moors right now. So people are wondering, well, why this Moor thing is coming back, because it was 100 years ago when a lot of the land lotteries and a lot of the land auctions took place, which was in 1913. So this is why Noble Drew emerged in 1913, because this is the same year that a lot of the land lotteries and a lot of the land auctions took place. So this is why 100 years later you see the Moors emerging, because it's destined, it was written. Noble Drew and others said that 100 years from now there will be a group of Moors that would come up. So that's what's happening now. And calling yourself a Moor, I mean, I'm sorry, but it puts you on a different level than you're not an agent. You know what I'm saying? You're not an agent. You're not a ward. You're not a minor. You can speak for yourself. So you become a living soul, and it puts you on a different level, because it puts you on a level to where you understand that all the occult orders are connected. So you understand the concept of the center or the black dot. And though you have all of these orders going around the circle, they're all controlled from the center, from that center. And the center is the nationals, the Moors. So you talk about the Rockefellers and the DuPonts and all that. These are nationals. See, that's why they are in the position that they're in. The elites. The elites are nationals. They have nationalities. People talk about the elite and the Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? The Illuminati is composed of nationals and people that have a nationality. And people that are agents. And you know, people that have ears that can hear, people that have eyes that can see, know what I'm talking about. Your agents and things of that nature. These are people that are under the jurisdiction of the national. People that are under the occult orders. They're up under people, and they have to have people speak for them. You see, the nationals, they control all of that. So the nationals realize that, like the Moors realize that the Rosicrucians, the Freemasons, all of these different orders were founded by the same groups of people. They were founded by nationals, by Moors. One of the founders of the Rosicrucians was a Moor. You talk about the Prince Hall Masons. Prince Hall Bay was a Moor. History has all kind of history out there to prove that Christopher Columbus was a Moor. So it's a lot. Like when you talk about Moors and nationality, that goes back further than your secret societies and things of that nature. So this is why calling yourself a Moor, tracing yourself back to some form of a land, is more powerful than being a part of some group or some order. Even though you may not have as many Moors out there, but it's a secret language. To where, like, if you see someone throw up a different sign or something like that, you may realize it may be a sign that's used in one order. And many people have heard me say this. Like, you may use this sign in one order and it may mean one thing. You may use the same sign in another order, it may mean another thing. And people that are nationals, the Moors and people like that, they understand that all of these signs are just speaking a different language. And at the end of the day, all these different orders are up under the same group, up under the same interests. So I hope that helped people to kind of like get an idea of like why I talk about extraterrestrials, why I talk about the occult, why I talk about rituals. No, I'm not a sellout. This is what the ancients did. This is what the ancestors did. And I'm just following suit. This is Moor science. Benjamin Banneker Bay was a Moor. I could go on and on and on. I mean, the first president in this country was a Moor, John Hanson. So you have plenty of Moors. And the thing is that what people need to realize, and even Moors need to realize this, that even when you call yourself a Moor, that doesn't make you better. That doesn't mean give you no type of better. Everybody that has a nationality basically is on an equal playing field. As long as you trace yourself back to your own vine and fig tree, and you trace yourself back to a form of a nationality, that's what's going to give you superiority in and of itself. So an Italian is equal with a Moor. You see what I'm saying? A Ghanaian is equal with a Moor. But a black person, you see, a black person is on another level, because a black person has no nationality. So I want to show this real quick, and I'm going to shut the video down. See, this is what happens when you identify with this black thing. You see this? The black arts festivals have a future. This is what's going on right now, like to the point where this is why I say black according to science means death, because we've been calling ourselves black for almost 100 years now, and it's to the point. It's like where has it gotten us? What do black people have? Black people, like what do black people? I know what Americans have. But what do black people have? You know what I'm saying? So we have all these different groups and stuff like that. All these different civil rights groups that want to trace themselves back to civil rights. But at the end of the day, if you had a nationality, you wouldn't have to worry about this, because the Irish festivals are still going on. You know, the different Irish festivals that they have every year, those are still going on. It's only the black festivals that are losing funding. And this is because calling yourself black traces you back to no land, ties you back to nothing. And you talk about money, you're not going to ever have any money if you don't have any land. resources. You need tangible resources to get money. So learn about your nationality and in the divine national principles, because nationality is the order of the day. Get away from all this black stuff, this white stuff, and all these different terms and words. This is political, people. This is politics. They want you to check that box. Politicians want that. But if you want to deal with the truth, you know what I'm saying? If you want to deal with straight up metaphysics, watch the name that you call yourself. Don't sell yourself out. Don't sell your mother out. Trace yourself back to the land and to your nationality and to free national principles. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down. I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching. And until we meet again, I'm going to leave you all in peace.